Chantel, you're sickening. Like, actually sickening. You've managed to lower the entire vibration of the show in this last episode. In the words of William Shakespeare, how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I am Asia Esterak. I'm sorry, apologies for this late-ass review. I have been sick as a dog, dehydrated. The irony that I tell you guys to stay hydrated, and I was dehydrated. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, so Basketball Wives, Season 12, Episode 10. So we're still in Hawaii. We pick up next morning. Jennifer and Brandy are talking about the conversation they had with Jackie the night before. I knew that the Jackie and Chantel stuff was going to dominate. It's dominating. So they're basically talking to Jackie the night before about, is she ever going to talk to Chantel? So they flash back to the night before. Jackie says, I'm not going to talk to her on this trip, but if I do talk to her, it'll either be on my YouTube channel or my talk show. Now, I don't know if she really meant that. She probably did, because Jackie, but the way they all ran with that is wild to me. But okay. So we get ready for our activities. Before we get ready for the activities, though, Chantel is in her hotel room alone, and she calls her little brother to bitch about her mom. It's funny because I haven't seen her call a friend, anybody outside of her family, since she got on this show. She's always calling her brother, who's like way younger than her. But, you know, whatever, fine. I mean, I'm close with my youngest sister, so. But, so Jackie, Ming, Jennifer, and Denise, they're all heading over to what's called underwater scootering, which to me I would call shallow snorkeling, but they weren't actually in a snorkel. So they go do that. They're in the van on the way to that. And of course, Ming is like, how'd you feel about last night? Because, you know, Jackie got up and left. Jackie, oh, it was fine. Da, da, da. You know, she don't want to talk about the shit. It's crazy to me. She doesn't want to talk about her daughter. She don't want to talk to her daughter. Y'all just need to let that shit go. But we all see later who's the main one bringing it up. It's Chantel. It's fucking Chantel. So Denise asks her in the van, you know, why do you keep leaving? And Jackie's basically like, if I don't leave, it's not going to be good. She later elaborates on that, and basically says she wants to leave before she flips the roof. And my thing is, if you know you're not going to handle yourself well in a situation when you're upset, the best thing to do is to get up and leave. So I think what she's doing is fine. It's the baiting her to fight that her daughter's doing that it's sickening. So anyway, the other group of ladies, which is Evelyn, Ty, Britney. I think that's it. Brandy. They do like a paddle boardish, like canoe, not a paddle board, I'm sorry, like this canoe thing. They do that. That looks fun. So back on the boat with the other ladies, they're all sitting down on the boat, and Jackie is a little tipsy, and they're of course talking about Chantel, of course, because what else is there to talk about? Oh, I'm so tired of her ass. Please don't bring her back next season, because I guarantee y'all never watch this shit again. If she comes back next season, I ain't watching. It ain't about me, but I'm just saying. I feel like y'all agree based off the comments. So anyway, Jackie says, so do you guys really think I don't love my daughter? Like I don't like her? They all say no, but they're like, but you need to talk to her, blah, blah, blah. So Ming is like, listen, you run. You get up and you run. And then Ming does this exaggerated like dance as she's walking off. It was kind of funny. But she's right. I mean, Jackie leaves. But I feel like no one's understanding Jackie in this situation. They're totally siding with Chantel, and y'all are getting played by Chantel, because Chantel is Jackie 3.0. Not 2.0, 3.0. But all right. So anyway, the other ladies are doing their activity. They finish up. Both activities look great. The one ladies do the underwater scootering thing. And it was funny. Jackie didn't go. That looked fun, but okay. The other girls do their thing. So they're all done. The other group, they're coming out. Brandy and Evelyn are on the beach. They're walking back to the other ladies, I guess to sit down for a minute or whatever. Brandy decides to tell Evelyn that her and Jennifer were talking to Jackie that morning, and Jackie said the only way she's going to talk to Chantel is on her YouTube channel or her talk show. So Evelyn is like disgusted, which is hilarious. I would never do that to my daughter. No, you just let your daughter get pregnant by your friend's ex-man who's a fucking deadbeat. So that's what you do. But okay. So in the same breath, Evelyn is like, I need to talk to Chantel, because I want her to understand that I'm not a mole. And I was asking about her, because I care, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Of course, Evelyn pulls Chantel aside, apologizes if she came off a certain way. She said she was just checking up with Denise, and Denise made it bigger than what it was. It's funny. Chantel squashes it immediately, which is funny to me because the conversation she had with the big three in last week's episode was giving deadly venom for Evelyn, right? So she, squashes it with Evelyn real fast. Okay. All right. Okay. So Evelyn, because this is such great timing, decides to tell Chantel what her mother said, that she'll only talk to her on her talk show or her YouTube channel. Chantel is like, what? I'm about to crash out. So she turns back to the group. Brandy, is that what she said? And Brandy's like, yeah. Chantel is like, I'm really about to crash out on this lady. Are you serious? So she's just like, she's disgusting. Da, da, da. I'm sorry. Chantel, where are you at? What's shooting you right now in the middle of this scene where you're crashing out about your mom? Where do you think you're at? Even if Jackie meant that, how can you get mad at that? You're on a whole TV show right now, on actual television, blasting your mom about y'all's personal business. But you're upset because she said she wants to talk to you on maybe her YouTube channel or talk show. Make that shit make sense. Because what you're doing is on a huge platform. So you don't want to talk to her on a huge platform? Now, I agree with you. I think that's ridiculous. But let's keep it real. We're watching you do the same shit. You're just like your mom. You're worse than your mom. You're way worse. Jackie 3.0. Definitely. Her whole, I'm about to crack. Girl, shut up. I'm so over her. I ain't never been over somebody. I'd rather watch Kim fucking Zolciak on my television screen than this one. Chantel, you. And if I hear her narrow behind use the word fucking clarity one more time, I'm gonna throw up. I'm going to actually throw up. She's annoying. Oh my God, I can't stand her. Please don't bring her ass back, please. So anyway, before I skip, so here's what kills me real quick. So later on, Brandy says that it would hurt her soul if she had heard her mom say something about that to her. Brandy, I love you, but Brandy, you ain't shit either, because you're the one that went to Evelyn with the bone and you knew she would carry it back to her. You didn't want to tell her directly, so you carried the bone to Evelyn. Y'all are fake. All of y'all are fake and annoying. So after this, Chantel goes to, let me fix that. It's a little crooked. She goes over to Jennifer's room because she knows that Jennifer was there and privy to the conversation with Jackie, and asks Jennifer if it's true. Jennifer's like, well, let me explain. So she tells her what happened. This was wild though. So she tells her all that, and Chantel has that same, you guys are going to make me crash out on this lady. Shut up. So then Jennifer, I don't know why she felt the need to add this. She actually says something about she's trying to get her grandparents' rights. So Chantel's like, what? So they flash back to the night before, and Jackie says, if I wanted to, I could exercise my grandparents' rights if I wanted to. She said something like that. You could tell she was saying it in passing because she was annoyed. So Jennifer, you also ain't shit for bringing that shit back to her. Y'all are stirring the pot. Does everybody want to have a shitty time? I mean, because y'all are all contributing to the bullshit, but okay. So, of course, Chantel is on 10 hearing all of this. And we learn in her confessionals that, you know, when the first time I saw my mom after Vegas, I opened the door and the first thing she does is, where are my grandkids? So this is really messy and shouldn't even be on TV. But okay, whatever, girl. Anyway, so they go to their first dinner I felt like all they did was go to dinner this entire episode. It's like, are we sitting down again? But okay. So they go to dinner and they're talking about the activities and how much fun they had. And then Ming goes, Denise, you're really fun when you're alone. Like, you're actually really cool when you're not with the other ladies. Jennifer co-signs this. And of course, Denise is like, well, I mean, I'm fun. I'm fun with the other ladies too. And then Ming's like, no, I just feel like you're a little different. You're a little different after with the other ladies, and it's nice to get to know you. So from there, Evelyn decides to mention something because, you know, she's pissed off. So Evelyn is like, one thing I forgot to mention, everyone is there except for Chantel. She's the last one to arrive. But anyway, Evelyn doesn't jump down Denise just yet, but she co-signs what they were saying. And of course, Britney sticks up for her. She's like, no, you know, she has a bit of a spicy personality, but she's the same with us as she is with you guys. Some shit like that. Okay, girl. So Chantel comes down and they're all like, you know, Jackie's sitting there and she takes a sip of her drink as soon as she sees her daughter. So they're all looking at her and Chantel's like, what are you all looking at me for? And they're like, well, Ming goes, well, I've been arguing with Jackie all day. And Jackie's like, what? And so Ming talks about trying to talk to Jackie on the boat. And she's like, I just feel like you need to talk to your daughter. Like, your daughter needs to talk to you. And Jackie's like, I'm not doing that here. So she kind of turns over and says something to Brandy. And Brandy's like, she's talking to you. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, she's like, I'm going to take my food to go. She says something like that. Like, I'm going to drink this and then leave. So Ming is like, Ming's like, well, you don't want to talk to her. And she goes, listen, if you listen to the story like Chantel's side, you're going to lean more towards Chantel. Basically, she's saying she believes Chantel over Jackie. Like, she believes Chantel, not over Jackie, but she believes Chantel wholeheartedly. And it makes sense because the way Jackie is acting, of course, anybody's going to believe Jackie over Chantel. Or I'm sorry, Chantel over Jackie, but whatever. So Jackie's like, I'm not doing this. She's like, you know what? I'm going to leave. So Jackie's like, yeah, well then get up and, or not Jackie, Chantel. See, I done fucked up and called Chantel Jackie. See? Anyway, so Chantel starts talking crap as her mom is getting up to leave. Well, yeah, just get up and leave. I don't give a fuck. Ugh. She leaves. Brittany Renner's goofy ass chimes in talking about, go deadbeat, go. Jackie is halfway up the stairs and she's kind of dancing to what Brittany's saying. You know that shit hurt. First of all, as Brittany Renner is saying this shit, Chantel is sitting next to her, calls her mom a bitch at one point and talking shit. I don't care how I feel about my mama. The next bitch next to me don't get to talk about my mother like that. No, that's for me. And that even for me. But the fact that she let her friend say that shit to her mom, that go deadbeat, go shit, that shit bothered me. And what's really crazy is that's the name of the episode. That's really crazy. So she leaves, she goes upstairs. So Chantel once again. So Chantel yet again is dominating the fucking everything with her and her mom's bullshit. And you know what I realized? Chantel, you're trash. Because you're the one that keeps bringing this shit to the group. Not your mom, it's you. We discovered that last episode, and it's even more prevalent in this episode. It's like every scene was about her and her mom, and it's her just bitching about her mother. Like, and here's my thing. You want to talk to your mom, but you're coming at her in a way where nobody would want. Who would want to fucking sit and talk to you? You're over there talking shit to her as she's leaving. You're letting your friend talk trash about her. Why would she want to sit down and have a conversation with you in front of everybody? Look how you're coming at her. Like, You're, girl, ooh, Lord. So anyway, Ty and Brandy get up and go after Jackie. They leave. Chantel is going in on her mom at the table continuously, ruining the fucking evening. If I'd been there, I'd be like, listen, I'm done with y'all. Let's change the channel. I'm tired of you two. So Ty and Brandy go back upstairs to see Jackie. Jackie immediately tells Brandy, I just want to talk to Ty. I don't feel like dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. I don't have a problem with you, Brandy, but I'd rather deal with Ty. Brandy is trying to reason with Jackie. She's like, but Chantel wants to talk to you. You need to talk to her. How many times is Jackie going to tell you guys she ain't talking to her here? She already said it. She's not talking to her here. She'll talk to her when she wants to talk to her. At this point, you need to get with your homegirl, Chantel, and find out what the fuck is her problem. Because she's the one that keeps bringing this shit up. Chantel is the problem. She needs to get off the show. She's the fucking problem. Bar none, the problem. Anyway, Brandy and Ty come back down to the table, and Brandy's like, yeah, they were asking about Jackie, and Brandy's like, damn, she didn't even want to talk to me, kick me out the room. So they're all talking about that, and so Brittany Renner decides with her fucking shitty attitude, so Brandy, why do you go chasing after Jackie if she kicked you out the room? So Brandy is like, let me explain something. Brittany chimes in. Yeah, explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. So Brandy's like, what? And she goes, what's this energy? Like, why are you giving me this energy? No. Do you want me to explain it like you're 5 years old? Like, I'm talking about her energy. So Brittany Renner, again, you have so much misplaced anger. And I forgot to mention this, but earlier on, or no, I'm sorry. This does get mentioned quickly and later on, but I'm going to mention it now. Brandy, Evelyn, and Ming have a quick conversation about Brittany Renner's attitude. And Evelyn actually says something interesting. She says, well, I didn't know this because I don't know a whole lot about Brittany Renner. I just know a little bit. But Evelyn mentions that Kevin Gates was Brittany Renner's ex-boyfriend. And she alluded to the fact that maybe Brittany did this whole Muslim thing, to gain favor with, I guess, Kevin, which must have worked because they were married briefly, right? For like 6 months or some shit. But their whole thing is, or Brandy's whole thing is, if she's on this whole spiritual journey, then why is she being so nasty? Anyway, back to Brandy and Brittany. So they're going back and forth, and Brittany ends up referring to Brandy as a bitch. She doesn't directly call her a bitch, but she refers to her as a bitch. And Brandy is, of course, like, Brandy's taking the high road because she's grown. She's, older and grown. And okay. But Brandy ends up calling her a bitch back. Because after a while, she's like, fuck it. She calls her a bitch back. Anyway, Brittany Renner in her confessional in this scene is like, Brandy's really stupid, You're over there. She basically is like, you're sticking up for Jackie, and Jackie doesn't even like you. She kicks you out of the room. She says, Brandy, hold on, I wrote this down. Brandy is stuck on stupid, dipped in dumb. Says the dumbest bitch on the show. Brittany, you're also stuck on stupid, dipped in dumb as fuck as well. How can you know what? I'm not going to give you too much because you're a fucking mess as it is. You got so much to work out, it ain't even funny. Girl, get back to clapping them cheeks online. Brittany, stick to twerking online and finding your next meal ticket instead of getting a fucking job, you moron. You're useless. Absolutely useless. You and your friend Chantel, go live on an island somewhere because y'all are so fucking great. You could take Denise's goofy ass too. I fell out when Evelyn says she looks 40 and she's not even 30. I agree with you, Evelyn. I agree. So anyway, after all that, Chantel's like, so what are we doing tomorrow? So Ming's like, we're going on a boat. So Chantel says, Chantel asks who's invited. And Ming's like, well, everyone. And she goes, oh, so my mom's going? So I guess that means I'm not going. That manipulative ass shit right there. So basically, they all decide that Jackie's voted off the island. Jackie can't come on the boat with them the next day, which is ridiculous. So, of course, the next scene, Ty, who's real. I talked shit about Ty at the beginning, but I actually really like Ty, and I love her leg tattoos, by the way. I wish I had that shape. I would never wear clothes. But anyway, so Ty ends up meeting up with Jackie and basically tells her about this boat ride and invites her. And they go on this boat. So the next scene, they all go on the boat. Of course, Ty and Jackie arrive last. Everyone's like shocked, but it is what it is. They get on the boat. Jackie's sitting next to Jennifer. Ty does like a toast, like, let's all get along. Da-da-da-da. Then it goes, a few moments later. Jackie has seasick. She's laying on the back of the boat, laying down. They're all on the bow, hanging out. And Ming is like, look at her over there festering. And literally Jackie's like, I feel like I'm going to throw up, you know. So Jennifer's like, Chantel, how you feeling? Chantel's like, I feel great. I'm just getting clarity. Take a shot every time that dumbass says clarity. If she ruined the word clarity for me. She ruined the word clarity. And mom. But anyway, so Jackie ends up feeling a little bit better, and she ends up talking to Jennifer at the back of the kind of away from everybody on the other side of the boat. And she basically says to Jennifer, because Jennifer's like, you got to talk to her. And Jackie's like, I can't talk to her. And I said this earlier. She's like, I'll tear the roof off of it. I'll make it worse, basically. So she's like, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. So they all do the boat ride. The boat ride ends. And of course, we go to another dinner. But not before Chantel's fake-ass photo shoot. One more thing I want to add before we get to this fake photo shoot. Jackie tells Jennifer, she says, the main reason she gets up to leave, besides tearing the roof off, she says is she doesn't want to end up saying something that she can't take back. And that's the main reason that she leaves. Totally understand. Totally agree. All right, so Chantel in her confessional says that her son got signed to some agency in LA. This shit seemed very fake to me. And she's like, and he landed his first brand deal and they happen to be in Hawaii. Oh, how convenient. That photo shoot looked fake as hell. It looked set up by production. Ridiculous. Girl, okay. Anyway, so she had invited Ty previously. And we find out on the boat, Ming, of course, calls out Ty for inviting Jackie. And Ty's whole thing was, I didn't want her to feel excluded. You invited everybody to Hawaii and it wasn't fair to leave her out. She's absolutely right. So anyway, we get to this photo shoot. Ty is coming down. And so Chantel's like, I invited Ty, but I'm a little mad at her because she invited my mom on the boat. So Ty comes down. They start talking. Chantel, So Chantel basically in so many words she says in a lot of words. She tells Ty, why would you invite my mom on the boat? Ty tells her the same thing she said on the boat. I didn't want to exclude her, blah, blah, blah. We're all here together. It's not fair to leave her out. And Chantel is like, but why would you do that when you know what we're going through? And, you shouldn't even be siding with somebody like her. I'm not telling you to pick sides, but I'm telling you to pick sides. So in Ty's confessional, she's like, Chantel is just like her mom. She's just as bossy. It's her mother telling me what and what not to do. So they go back to the scene. And this killed me. So Chantel tells Ty, you just need to be careful of the company that you keep. Are you talking about yourself too? Because what kind of, every scene you talking about your mom? Every scene is about your mother. Girl, anyway, so we come back for the final act. There's another commercial break. So we come back and there's another dinner. It's the final dinner of this evening. I swear they had like 55-11, 50-11, 55-11, whatever dinners this episode. So they get to dinner and Jackie's not there. Jackie was like, they flash back to later. Jackie tells Jennifer, I don't know if I think it was it was Jennifer. She said, listen, I'm not going. Okay, I've gone to 2 dinners and I've left hungry. I'm ordering room service and I'm eating. Why don't we do it? So Jackie suggests the slumber party later, and she goes, why don't we have it in Ming and Evelyn's room? We'll have it at midnight. So they're back at the dinner, and Ty mentions that because they were like, where's Jackie? And Ty's like, well, we're going to do a sleepover later. And then Jennifer says it too. And then, of course, Chantel. So we're just going to have a slumber party later, and I'm supposed to be there with my mom? Like, so then Chantel says, so we're all just supposed to coexist in the group, even though there are issues with each other. We're just supposed to coexist. Yes. Have you not watched reality television? Have you not seen any of these shows? Girl. Okay. So she's like, and so Ty's like, well, there's a lot of issues in this group, and we just coexist. So she calls out Ming, and somebody, I can't remember, calls out her and Ming. So Ty says, well, Chantel's like, well, I feel like you two don't really have like beef. And Ty's like, well, no, we don't. You know, she's in a relationship. She has a boyfriend. And they're all like, what? And Ming's like, I have a boyfriend. And Ming says earlier, like, we should just get everything out on the table, not anticipating herself, which they later joke about. And Ming's like, how do you know? And she's like, whose name is that on your arm? That's what Ty says. So they're all like, so Ty says, I peeped it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't want to blow up your business. And she's like, you want to blow up my business till now? So in the confessional, the producer asked Ming if she has a boyfriend. And this is her response. No. I mean, I feel like nobody has a boyfriend. You're either married or you're not. Or no, you're married or you're dating. That says a lot about you if that's your philosophy. But okay, girl. So her and Ty are still going back and forth. And she's like, well, don't call me anymore. And Ty's like, I'm not. And she's like, stop. Stop calling me or whatever. So there's that. Ming kind of jokes about how she didn't expect, she meant everything to be out on the table, but not her. It was kind of funny. Whatever. So Ming mentions the big 3 and things being brushed under the rug. And she's like Britney called Brandy a bitch and we just brushed it under the rug. So that, of course, becomes a conversation. Brandy asked Britney, she says, so you're very quiet and I understand that you're on your spiritual journey. But what's the reason that you called me out of my name? By the way, Britney is in full hijab and she's got her this whole part of her face is covered. You can't even see her. You can just see her eyes. That's it. So Britney is sitting there all stoic and stink face. Her face was like underneath that shit. But Britney is basically like, I offered you clarity and clarity is no longer available to you. There go that fucking word again. Y'all, the big 3, the 3 blind mice, the 3 stooges, the 3 dum-dums. Oh my God. So Brandy's like trying to elaborate on what she's talking about. So then Britney says something in Muslim and because Brandy's like, why aren't you should apologize to me. So Britney says something in Muslim and Brandy's like, I don't understand what that means. And Britney says, it means I'm not apologizing to you. Okay. So she's dead ass serious. So as she's being dead ass serious, Denise chimes in and she's like, well, Brandy, she offered you clarity and you didn't accept it. So Evelyn is done. What's funny, I hate Evelyn. Can't stand her. But I felt Evelyn in the scene. Evelyn is over it. She turns to Denise and she's like, you know what? Why are you always jumping in? Why don't you mind your business? It has nothing to do with you. So then Denise goes, well, Ming jumped in, so I'm jumping in for my friend. And she's like, I'm jumping in for my friend. And she's like, you don't have a mind of your own? Like, why are you jumping? This has nothing to do with you. So they're going back and forth. And so Evelyn's like, we're tired of you. And then Denise, whose voice is hoarse from screaming in that underwater whatever, she's like, we're tired of you. But of course, it's falling on deaf ears because everyone's sick of her ass. So they're going back and forth. And Denise is like, Brandy's like, girl, whatever. So Denise ends up kind of shutting up because Evelyn is overpowering her in the argument. And Ming is like, but Evelyn does say to her, like, you're a grown woman, like, grow up. And Ming's like, She's like, so you don't think that do you think there was something wrong with her calling her a bitch? She's like, no. She goes, so you don't think there's anything wrong with calling her a bitch? No. She says, okay, well, fuck you then, bitch. So, of course, there's that. So she's like, if it doesn't mean anything. So they're all arguing back and forth. And then Chantel, with her fucking evil ass, goes to Ming, well, you don't stick up for your friends? And Ming's like, of course I stick up for my friends, but I also have a mind of my own. So they're all bickering. Ming, look, you could tell she looks at production. She goes, I'm leaving. I want to go home. She gets up and leaves the table. She's like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm tired of this. Because the reality is, Chantel is the problem. Chantel, you're the problem. We can't even give it to Jackie. Chantel, it's all you, boo. You keep bringing up your mom to everybody. Your mother don't want to talk to you right now. You have to respect that. You can't make somebody... This is the shit that kills me. You're nasty as fuck to your mom at these dinner tables, and then you expect her to want to talk to you and have a conversation with you? Girl... Anyway, preview for next week looks very interesting because it looks like Chantel pushes her mom and Jackie responds. Anyway, I'm sorry this review was so late and a little bit jumbled, but I promise to be on time next week. Anyway, stay hydrated, y'all, and be nice to each other.